liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, es war noch nicht alles. Herbert Gimpel wird draußen noch länger verweilen, nehme ich an. In der Zwischenzeit möchte ich noch ankündigen, dass möchte ich noch ankündigen, dass das jährlich stattfindende, schon seit einem Jahr auch festgelegte EDIT Film Festival, dieses Educational Film Festival, zu seinem Abschluss kommt mit der Awards Ceremony. Das heißt mit der Übertragung gleichzeitig in verschiedene Partnerländer, die daran teilgenommen haben. Und es werden heute die besten Filme vorgezeigt und auch prämiert. Das heißt, es ist keine Gegenveranstaltung. Wenn Sie sich anstellen in einer 5 Kilometer langen Schlange, um mit Herbert anzustoßen, nehmen Sie sich auch kurz Zeit, hier hereinzuschauen. Danke vielmals.
Dann mal in die kleine Schachtel das rein. Oder
And two. Yes, I have to change to English now. I don't know what Gegenveranstaltung means in English. It's definitely not a Gegenveranstaltung, it's the other way around. Our rector always supported the EDIT, and I would actually hope maybe he can come back at least for the announcement of the winners to do this one last time today. We are already connected to 7 countries from here, so they see you now. But we had this set time set for 5 o'clock. Herbert, maybe you can come back in after we did the shortlist screening. Herbert, maybe, yeah, he's busy now. We have to wait some more minutes for a little change here. So soon we will start the screening of the shortlisted films and afterwards the award ceremony. So some minutes till a little bit of a setup change takes place here. So soon we will go forward. It took a bit longer, the celebration took a bit longer than expected. So we have to wait a little bit longer. Hello Jürgen, we can already welcome our Austrian jury member. We are already online, but we just had a little kind of setup change. It's a bit tight. Hello, yeah. So I'd like to introduce our rector one more time, and I'm very happy that I can still say our rector. If you find time, maybe you can come back for the announcement of the winners. I would prefer that it would not be the last time, very much, but you know that. I don't need even to say that. We are already streaming to 7 countries now from here, so we will have the screening of the jury shortlist in a moment. I welcome everybody who is here and out there, in Finland, in Spain, in Germany, in Greece, maybe also in Scotland, despite no Scottish film was in the competition this year. And did I forget anything? Netherlands, the Netherlands, Stenden, of course, I shouldn't forget the Netherlands. Jürgen Binder is also already here, our jury member. And I think I will start with a little making of impression picture-wise. Maybe you can start the pictures in the background. So to give some impressions about Edit 2019. It would have been nice if the music had stayed. Günther. It would have been nice if you had stayed. Yeah, can we see some pictures, some photographs? Regie in the back. Stefan, can we see some photographs, making of photographs of Edit 2019? It was a great challenge. 48. There were 7 countries, and the impression I got from all countries that there was a lot of work, and students everywhere were working with a lot of engagement day and night. And again, many great films have been produced. So maybe just go slip through the making of pictures. And if Jakob maybe could bring down the print of the presentation, that I know what comes when. This is, I think, something very nice about the edit, that people who join work a lot more than they usually do at universities. That's really feelable, and I like that. And you can see it in the faces from everywhere that there is a lot of interest and a lot of engagement. Thank you, Jakob. We have 13 videos in the shortlist today. Again, we had many different kinds of movies, from stop motion to fiction to tutorials. And I think everybody had a lot of fun as well. What I'm really happy about, filming day and night, as you can see. From writing a script till the filming to the editing, everything done in 4 days. After these making of pictures, we will have a quick introduction to this year's jury. We've done that in a video. There was an online meeting of the jury before the edit, and we recorded it, and then we had a little special contribution from Finland as well. So this is the presentation video of 2019's jury. Jakob, can I ask you to bring down the certificates?
And my interest in videos are they are a good possibility to transfer pedagogic contents into a kind of gamification, game-based surroundings. On the one hand, the kind of gamification, and on the other hand, the serious content. So so they are a good bridge between two worlds, I think.
Here we go.
My name is Jürgen. I was working here on the university until 2011, but I am still in connection with the guys here on the university, and I am producing videos for myself, mostly documentations. And I'm looking forward to the videos of the guys here that you produce in the universities, because it's a generation that's much more younger than me, and it's very interesting to get in connection with these people and with their really creative products.
Okay, so hi, I'm Christine. I'm a colleague of Petra at Mainz University. I studied media education and adult education at Mainz University. And I've taken the edit 2 years ago, I think, as a student, and now as a teacher. Yeah, my interest is high on videos, and I learn through videos, with videos, and I also use them in teaching, so I think it's a good tool for education.
Okay, I'm Alex. I'm also at the University of Mainz. For, I think, 3 years, I on the edit for a student, and now I'm a jury member. And I think everyone can bring his interest in a certain topic in a video. And I think, of course, yes, it's interest for pedagogic, in which way they can see each other.
I'm Annika from the University of Paderborn, and I work in the Department of Media Pedagogy. I'm the first time in the jury of EDIT, and what I like about videos is that you can convey the content in a, I would say, creative way, and I'm very excited about being in the jury.
I am Dita Vonke. I hope you can see me and hear me. I'm from the University of NHL Stenden here in the Netherlands, and I'm still a student. I'm in my 3rd year now, learning to be an international teacher. And I was in the EDIT project last year. I had a lot of fun, so this year my teacher, Petrushka, asked me, and Yara, who's also in this chat right now, if we would like to be jury members this year.
Yeah, hi, I'm Yara, as Dita mentioned. I'm also from the Netherlands, same school, ITEPS, becoming an international teacher. And as Dita also said, I was a participant of the EDIT project last year as well. It was really fun, yeah. And it was really fun to see the underlying message of educational videos and the creativity everyone put in their videos. So yeah, I'm very excited to be a jury member this year.
Yes, my name is Marian Padura. I'm from Romania, from Babeș-Bolyai University. I'm a research assistant of special education department, and I have classes about ICT. And of course, we believe that the movies are a new method to learn a lot of things, not just for people, and also not just for people and for students and for children, of course. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sinead. I'm a colleague here at Mondragon Universitatea in the Basque Country, north of Spain. I'm Nagora's colleague. I have been here for 2 years now, and I really like the innovative and creative approaches that I see in EDIT videos from different students around Europe, and that's why I love being here. Thank you.
So that was the introduction to the jury with a very nice input from the Finnish jury member. And now we come to the jury shortlisted 13 videos which consist of the videos that got the highest points plus one video from each country that wouldn't have been represented otherwise. We start with the apple tree and me from Stenden University, Netherlands.
I want to tell you a story about a friend. When I was younger, I had a friend, the tree in my backyard. I would spend hours playing with, around, and in the tree. When I got older, the tree's colors started changing. I thought it was just the same as with people. When they get older, their hair starts getting gray. But one day, there was a storm. The wind blew hard and the tree was too weak to fight against the wind. That day, the tree broke down. And I wondered, what happened to my friend? So I started doing research and found out it was air pollution that made the tree sick. Air pollution is a vicious cycle. It begins with factories which produce smoke that contains CO2, sulfur, and nitrogen oxides. These chemicals go up into the sky and into the clouds. When it rains, the polluted clouds cause the water to contain these chemicals. This polluted water is called acid rain. Acid rain gets into the soil and destroys all the nutrients for plants and trees. Acid rain can also get into the water of the ground, which poisons the fish, other animals, and of course, the plants. When I read that air pollution was one of the main factors that contribute to climate change, I realized I needed to do something about it. No one is perfect and can do everything right, but I knew I had to do something that was possible for me. Every small step matters. I found an apple from the tree and planted 4 seeds for 4 new trees. What is your role in reducing climate change?
I use less plastic.
I reuse dirty dishwater to water my plants.
I recycle whenever I can.
I aim to use public transport.
I don't eat meat.
I make sure to turn off the tap and the lights.
Only use bicycle as a way of transportation.
What role will you play in the climate change crisis?
The second shortlisted video comes from Johannes Gutenberg University, Mainz, Germany. And it's, didn't I write the name? Well, we'll see it in the video.
Hi Leute, hier ist Anna. Ich habe diese Woche ein neues Video für euch mit einem Thema, was mich aktuell sehr beschäftigt. Und zwar ist mir letzte Woche was passiert. Lisa, eine Freundin von mir, hat mir eine Nachricht geschrieben und ich bin ganz ehrlich, ich hatte einfach nicht so Bock zu antworten. Ich mag Lisa gerne, aber manchmal ist sie auch ein bisschen nervig. Vielleicht kennt ihr das ja auch. Naja, auf jeden Fall hat sie mir später dann nochmal geschrieben. Ich habe nicht reagiert, bin schlafen gegangen und habe sie dann aber am nächsten Tag zufällig getroffen. Und sie war richtig geknickt und verletzt, weil ich nicht reagiert habe und meinte, sie hat sich sogar Sorgen gemacht. Soweit hatte ich gar nicht gedacht und war dann doch recht erstaunt. Und sie hat mir dann eine Frage gestellt, die mir seitdem nicht aus dem Kopf geht. Nämlich, Anna, würdest du auch so mit mir umgehen, wenn wir uns persönlich sehen würden?
Oh, Sarah hat gerade gefragt, was ich am Wochenende mache. Was machst du denn so? Anna?
Boah, krass, oder? Ich meine, so würde doch nie jemand persönlich reagieren. Aber online geht das irgendwie auf einmal im Vergleich zu offline. Da werden ganz andere Verhaltensweisen sichtbar. Da schreiben Leute auf einmal Hasskommentare, die schmeißen andere Leute aus Gruppen raus oder die lästern ganz offen. Ich glaube, man sollte sich eigentlich auch öfter mal überlegen, wie würde das denn im persönlichen Umgang tatsächlich aussehen? Was für ein blödes Gefühl, ausgeschlossen und ignoriert zu werden. Lisa hat mich da echt zum Nachdenken gebracht, was online geht und offline nie denkbar wäre. Aber natürlich sind wir da auch nicht die Einzigen, die drüber reden und nachdenken. Es gibt noch ganz viele andere Artikel und auch spannende Videos dazu. Schaut da also gerne mal rein. Ansonsten interessiert mich vor allen Dingen eure Erfahrungen. Die könnt ihr mir sehr, sehr gerne einfach hier unten drunter in die Kommentare schreiben. Ich freue mich, wenn ihr das nächste Mal wieder reinschaut. Lasst mir ein Like da und bis dann.
Yeah, that was digital reality from Mainz, and now we come to a Finnish contribution, Safety First from Oulu.
The cold weather is warming up quickly, causing the roads becoming very slippery. Next, a warning about very slippery sidewalks.
We saw the weather is already a bit different in Finland. And we go to the very south of the EDIT countries, which is in the Basque country in Spain, from Mondragon, one small change.
I'm sad.
Hello, how are you? Good. Listening. Look up, look down. Help me, help you. Stop, wait. Again. Hello, Phoebe, how are you? 5 add 2.
Yeah, we stay in the south, but go to the east. Space debris from the University of the Aegeans in Rhodos, Greece. Yeah, we go back a little bit to the north. Paderborn University, Germany, another way to die.
Every week, the average human consumes 5 grams of microplastics. That's roughly the size of a credit card. But where does this plastic card come from? There are many ways plastics can enter your body. When you drink your seemingly clean bottled water, you also swallow small particles with it. The plastics are even put in cosmetics as a cheap filler. Animals are consuming the small particles that have been spread all over the nature. We eat the microplastics with them. Children are in danger of being exposed to high amounts of microplastics, especially toddlers, when they play with cheap plastic toys and put them into their mouths. Dispensable products like straws are often made out of plastics. By using them, even grown-ups take in plastic directly with their mouths. You also get into contact with it by wearing cheap clothes. They often have plastics material in their fabric. The microplastics encounter you from everywhere. After showering or after using the washing machine, the particles stay in the sewer. Together with waste products from industries, microplastics float into our seas and groundwater, a vicious circle. So when clouds are being formed, plastics comes with them and pollute our air. It stays in the water cycle and it takes thousands of years for them to disappear. We inhale it and so do the animals. When eating, we ingest the plastic animals and plants absorb before. When we breathe, we damage our lungs. When we eat, we damage our digestive tract. The damages can end up in inflammations, oxygen shortage, brain bleeding, and even cancer. The microplastics we get into contact with every day come both from the environment and our choice in products. We can do something about the latter. A first easy step is to avoid single-use coffee cups or plastic bags and replace them with your own mugs and cloth bags. Some cosmetics may contain harmful ingredients. When you look out for them, you decrease the danger of exposing your skin to plastic. What you also can do is to avoid clothes that are made out of nylon, polyester and other types of plastics. Instead, consider wearing natural fabrics like cotton, silk and wool. Choosing tap water over bottled water is a good step. What you can do additionally is to filter your tap water. To banish superfluous disposable products from your everyday life, you can, for example, switch your plastics toothbrush for a bamboo one. Even such a small thing like vacuum cleaning your room helps. You don't inhale as much of the particles in the air and dust as before. Still, the dangers of microplastics are insufficiently studied. But now you have an idea of what you can do to prevent the consequences from affecting you. Microplastics, another way to die?
Yeah, we go back a little bit to the east again, to Cluj in Romania. Grow up pickup from Babes Bolja University in Cluj. The next shortlisted video comes from Paderborn, Germany again, and it's the ecological footprint explained. Well, that's too far.
Did you read the article about climate change yesterday?
Yes, I did. It was really interesting. I even checked out my own footprint on the internet.
Oh, really? What were your results?
It was crazy. If everyone were to live like me, we would need 2.5 planets to cover all our resources.
That is crazy.
Today we talk about the ecological footprint, what it is and how it affects our daily lives. You can see in the example of Paul and Paula. The ecological footprint is an indicator for sustainability. It measures how much is needed to produce the resources we consume and dispose of our waste. Everyone has an ecological footprint, even Paul and Paula. They are friends and in the same class. But what they do during their day differs a lot. In the beginning of the day, both start with an empty footprint which will fill up during the day. In the morning, he separates his waste. There are 3 types of waste: plastic, organic, and paper. It's important to separate the waste because some things can be recycled, like plastic and paper, so we can use them again. However, Paula's family has only one waste bin. The waste cannot be recycled. After breakfast, the children have to go to school. Paul rides his bicycle. Paula is brought by her father. This is not only bad for the environment, but also for your own health. In school, Paul and Paula have their lunch break. They brought a sandwich from home, but how was it packaged? Paul has a reusable lunchbox and Paula has a disposable plastic bag. Both are made from plastic, but Paul gets much more use from his lunchbox because he can use it multiple times. They also talk about their last vacation. Paul talks about his hiking holiday where he was camping in the mountains in the fresh air. He took the train to get close to the mountain range. Paula had a flight and stayed at the hotel. Paula's vacation produces 20 times more CO2 than Paul's vacation because of the flight. In the afternoon, the feet have already half filled up. Now they have some time left for their hobbies. Paul likes playing football outside, which doesn't create any CO2. Paula stays at home and plays video games and watches TV. It takes a lot of electricity. Electricity comes from a large power plant that emits a lot of CO2. When Paul comes back home, he has to freshen up. He takes a quick shower to get clean. Paula takes a bath. From that amount of water, you could shower approximately 4 times. Now in the evening, they are really hungry. At Paul's family, they have roasted vegetables, while Paula's family enjoys steak. Meat production produces a lot more CO2 than vegetables. Some people cut back their meat consumption by only having it 2 days a week for dinner. Basically, you should always take care to turn off the light when you leave a room like Paul. Sometimes Paula forgets to turn off the lights. This uses unnecessarily a lot of electricity. You can see that even in one day. Paul's ecological footprint is greener and much more eco-friendly than Paula's, so that future generations can grow up in a clean environment. Why doesn't everyone do it like Paul?
The next video takes us to the Central Europe, to Austria and its change.
Over 50% of American children over 10 years old use social network-based applications such as Instagram, Snapchat, or Minecraft. There are now more people in the world with smartphones than working toilets. %40 of smartphone users check their phone during the night. According to CNN America, 50% of teenagers in the USA admit to feeling addicted to their smartphone. The future of society depends on our ability to educate people to get out of the zone on their phone and live life in the real world. With young people today relying on devices for friendships and relationships, we will no longer see faces, just the light of the screen flashing on their faces.
Yeah, the team is here in this case. We have the team here. The next shortlisted video takes us to Germany, Paderborn again, and it's Break the Taboo Before You Die.
Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. But often in our lives, we can't get around to take care of the funeral after the death of a loved one. Especially in this situation, it is difficult to deal with organizational measures. A bereavement is a strenuous challenge, especially for those responsible. So what to do next? The preparation of a funeral is a complex procedure. Religion, in particular, has a decisive influence on the process of burial. Country and culture-wise, laws can vary crucially. In 2018, the majority of the German population followed the Christian burial culture. With a few exceptions, there is a cemetery obligation in the federal states. During the organizational procedure after a bereavement, certain time slots must be taken into account. In the first 72 hours, important documents must be obtained. These documents include the identity card, birth, and death certificate of the deceased. Depending on the marital status, marriage and death certificates of the partner, as well as a divorce decree, may also be required. In addition, it must be checked whether the deceased has taken care of a funeral cost insurance. Furthermore, the digital accounts should not be forgotten. Then, the funeral parlor is contacted to discuss further steps. They will support the planning of the funeral and help the mourning person organizationally as well as emotionally. When feeling desperate and unable to cope with the situation, it is no shame to seek help. Nobody has to deal with these circumstances on their own. Pastors or the funeral director themselves, as well as one's family and friends, can provide support. The funeral director is a service provider who, among many other activities, buries a deceased person in the cemetery. His or her other tasks include dealing with formalities, such as the cancellation of insurance policies, and the handling of organizational aspects related to burial and memorial ceremony. During the consultation, details of the implementation and organizational design are discussed. It should be clarified where and how the funeral takes place. The wishes of the deceased should be included in the planning process, provided that he or she has noted them in his or her will or funeral decree. To sum it up, the procedure differs according to culture and religion. Cemetery obligation in Germany applies. Immediately after the death, the funeral parlor has to be contacted. The required documents should be collected before the consultation. Funeral cost insurance can be helpful. The organization of the funeral and the memorial ceremony, considering a possible funeral decree, is discussed with the funeral director. The most important thing, however, is to take enough time to cope with one's own grief and to find one's individual way of dealing with it.
Yeah, we stay in Paderborn and see, take care of yourself.
An article by The Guardian reports that 3,800 UK students are suffering from stress-related problems. But why? What are stress factors in our lives? And more importantly, how can we fight stress? For a lot of students, even getting to university can be a source of stress. Rush hour traffic and overcrowded parking areas are very common in bigger cities. And arriving at university already stressed doesn't really help to have a focused and calm day, right? So let's use a little movie magic and start our day differently and avoid the stress factor driving. We could walk to university, listen to our favorite music, and get some exercise and fresh air. It doesn't have to be Chopin. Any music helps to get you into a good mood, while the exercise lifts your endorphin levels. And both are bringing down your stress levels as well. Unfortunately, avoiding stress is not enough. Originally, a response to dangerous situations, triggers for stress are everywhere in our modern society. So we need more strategies to tackle stress. Stress can really bring you down, and you might feel like you have to deal with it all by yourself. It is your stress after all, and you really don't want to bother anyone, right? Ask for help. You don't have to deal with stress alone. Talk to your friends, family, or fellow students. Actually, research shows that being with your friends reduces stress. And if that doesn't help, there are resources for you to get professional help, especially at university. Accomplishing a lot of tasks can be a big source of stress. Oftentimes, we then tend to procrastinate, resulting in even more stress. Starting tasks in a timely fashion, setting reasonable goals, and organizing the process can prevent them from growing over your head and crushing you. Planning your schedule ahead of time also allows you to plan for much-needed breaks. Being well fed, hydrated, and rested is important for efficient and stress-free working. Also, allowing some time off tasks for games or a walk in the park to reduce stress and frustration and recharge your batteries is advisable. Stress is a widespread phenomenon in our society, and a lot of people even see it as a status symbol. A person that is stressed because they have a lot of things to do has to be important, right? We should get rid of that mindset. Still, stress is normal. Being stressed is normal. Even we were stressed making this video. But the stress passed and we are done. Just remember, especially in stressful situations, take care of yourself.
Well, the consequence, if we don't take care of ourselves, takes us back to Austria to avoid a burnout. Too far?
Sie hörten soeben ein Arrangement von Air on a G-String aus der Suite Nummer 3 von Johann Sebastian Bach. Und nun weiter zu meinem Kollegen mit dem Morgenjournal.
Ö1 Morgenjournal. Haben Sie die Kontrolle über Ihr Smartphone oder kontrolliert Ihr Smartphone Sie?
Die digitale Daueralarmbereitschaft überfordert unsere kognitiven, psychischen und sozialen Fähigkeiten und gefährdet damit sowohl unsere Jobs als auch unsere Beziehungen zu Freunden und Familie. Was daraus entsteht, ist ein psychosoziales Beben, das uns in eine kollektive Verhaltensstörung führt, die ich den digitalen Burnout nenne. Der digitale Burnout ist ein Zustand, in dem unsere massive Smartphone-Nutzung zu einer unmittelbaren Störung unserer Produktivität und einem Verlust an Lebensglück führt. Beides zusammen macht uns langfristig krank.
Together!
Hey! Yoga?
And the last shortlisted video takes us again to Mainz, the green power of social media.
Erstmal auf Instagram. Oh, was ist denn das schon wieder? War die schon wieder reisen? Boah, muss das sein? Was ist das denn für eine Zeitverschwendung? Vielleicht mal über andere Hashtags suchen? Nachhaltig in Mainz. Ah, okay, schon besser. Umweltzeitung Mainz. Sieht ja gut aus. Ah, eine Story zu engagierten Leuten in Mainz.
Mein Name ist Maurice Konrad, ich bin 19 Jahre alt und bin bei Fridays for Future in Mainz einer der Organisatoren.
Ja, ich bin Christian von Students for Future hier in Mainz.
Ich teile Rezepte, Anleitungen und versuche so die Leute ganz einfach und alltagsnah zu inspirieren.
Und wir sind das Bindeglied eben zwischen der Kompetenz von Scientists for Future und der Aufmerksamkeit, die vor allem Fridays for Future bekommt.
Klimaschutz spielt insofern eine ganz entscheidende Rolle in meinem Alltag, weil ich natürlich als Mitglied einer sehr jungen Generation sehr, sehr stark von den Folgen des Klimawandels betroffen sein werde. Was aktuell passiert, reicht halt nicht, um den Planeten zu retten.
Ganz oft werden Leute erst durch Social Media auf unsere Veranstaltungen aufmerksam und, was ich persönlich noch wichtiger finde, sie bleiben dann auch durch Social Media bei uns.
Soziale Medien sind für Fridays for Future ein ganz wichtiger Punkt. Zum einen sind sie sicherlich der Grund, warum wir überhaupt in so, ich sag mal, kurzer Zeit so bekannt geworden sind.
Also ich glaube, dass jede einzelne Person einen ganz großen Beitrag leisten kann und dass man diese Tipps auch, finde ich, egal ob man einen großen Social-Media-Account hat oder nur einen kleinen privaten, dass man auch da seine Familie und sein Umfeld ganz einfach inspirieren kann.
Protestaktionen, Müllsammelaktionen zum Klimaschutz und alles Mögliche organisieren.
Ich habe zu sagen, hey, ich mache es gerade so und so, vielleicht ist es auch eine Inspiration für dich. Und ich finde, so kann jede einzelne Person Social Media ganz wunderbar nutzen, um die Message Nachhaltigkeit noch weiter zu verbreiten.
Dann eben auch entsprechend zu handeln aufgrund dessen, was man auf Social Media sieht.
Das ist ja das Schöne an den Netzwerken, sie stehen jedem und jeder zur Verfügung.
Und vielleicht einfach mal bei einer Veranstaltung vorbeischauen.
Wow, warum mache ich eigentlich nichts? Vielleicht sollte ich mal was ändern. Hier ist alles so gestellt. Entabonnieren und ciao. Wie war das? Fridays for Future Mainz und folgen. Ich habe doch da vorhin was gesehen. Ah ja, das war von Students for Future. Wann treffen die sich nochmal? Students for Future Mainz. Ah, das ist ja heute.
Yeah, we have one of the jury members here, Jürgen Binder. Maybe you can say some words, and then we come to the announcement of the winners.
Dear students and filmmakers and members of the jury, I hope you can understand my English. It's not so perfect, but I hope it works. The last days have been a bit stressful, not only for the movie makers who have produced beautiful and impressive films all over Europe in a very short time, taking a lot of specifications into consideration. But it was also a hard work for the jury, who had to rate a lot of films within 2 days. This year, the main focus of edit film production has been on topics such as social networks, excessive cell phone use, and the fear of climate change and the resulting problems. Didactically, subtly prepared and perfectly adapted for the use in classrooms, great films have been created. It is not always very easy for the jury to give an objective rating for all the films submitted. A film cannot be measured by a clock or by tape measure. Our ratings are always subjective. But however, this year, co-workers of EDIT created a handout which made it easier for the jury to come to an objective assessment. It gave us an overview for criteria of educational value, artistic quality, and technical performance. These guidelines may also have been one reason why the jury's decisions regarding the rankings were not far apart. And if a film did not win this time, dear students, there are so many contents all over Europe where you can submit your films tomorrow. Maybe it works next time. Thanks again to everybody who helped to produce the films. We from the jury are deeply impressed by your creativity and your hard work of the last days. We all are looking forward to Edit 2020. Thank you.
I hope all the other jury members can see that as well now. We have, I hope, are you large? Yes, I think so. An Edit t-shirt for Jürgen, and we will post Edit t-shirts to the other jury members as well. Jürgen, maybe you help me, because Jürgen, he's going. I thought I might need some help, maybe you, Roswitha, because we have the head of the Institute for International Cooperation and Study program here. It's a bit a difficult day for our university today because we had to say goodbye to the rector, not voluntarily, I must say. To the rector we liked very much, and the goodbye ceremony was just before our event, and it's still going on outside. So the rectorate is not present here today, but thank you, Roswitha, for being here. Maybe you can make the announcement of the winners. But first, I will say the prize. The prize for the best film this year is an invitation for representatives of the winning group to the Media and Learning Conference in Leuven, Belgium in June 2020. And also plus Edit t-shirts, as we just gave it to Jürgen. We will post that to the team, or we will hand it over here because we haven't announced it yet. So that's the prize, and now I hand over to Roswitha for Best Film Award.
So hello from me too, to, let's say, a good part of Europe. I have here now the winners. I would start with the...
Just a moment. Can we bring somebody on now, maybe who is joining us from outside? Can we get the Teams page on? And I think it's also possible now to turn on microphones when you're somewhere else. I hope that will work. Well, now, you announced it already. I wanted actually the Teams page, sir, up there. Yeah.
Okay, so we start with the best place, best film, the first place. So the winners are those who did the film Take Care of Yourself, which had been made by Nadine Duberke, Kandan Göttke Demir, Leona Licht, Sophia Ruf, Sophia Schmitz und Steffi Söllner. Congratulations. Yeah, it's always this retarding, huh? Okay. So then let's continue with the second place, the second best film, with the title Digital Reality, made by Lea Braun, Laura Motz, Rebecca Habermann, Philipp Reutershahn, Valerie Schreiber, Sarah Elise Ole. Made by Lea Braun, Laura Motz, Rebecca Habermann, Philipp Reutershahn, Valerie Schreiber, Sarah Elise Ole.
And the prize for the second best film is a voucher for the whole team for the new, which I can introduce now, and everybody can buy, of course, there as well. There is a new web shop for Edit merchandising stuff, yeah? So you can have your Edit sweatshirt and your Edit all kinds of cap, I think, yeah? And plus a goodie bag from, I don't even know where, but somewhere. Yeah, Mondragon, if we get it.
You get it. So the third place, the third best film, with the title, The Green Power of Social Media. So a film made by Lotte Krank, Thorsten Levens, Lisa Neumann, Laura Lee Schweiger, Isabel Stone und Anne Weisel.
And the prize for the third best film is a goodie bag from our university and Edit t-shirts as well. And we come to the audience award.
So this goes to the film Another Way to Die, made by Dominik Assmann, Franziska Belting, Marius Döring, Christine Erdmann, Hilal Mert, Julian Schlenger und Tanja Söllner.
And also, as the winning films are very, very close in points. As last year, we also have an award for the fourth best film, because the difference between the third best film and the fourth best film is actually 1 point, which is, when you think of, I think, 130 points, not very much. And we have a prize for that as well, and it will be 80 t-shirts as well, and it goes to Austria, to Burned Out. And we have this team here. Maybe you can come forward. Maybe you can come forward, because this team is here in the hall, at least part of the team.
Okay, also congratulations to you. Nice to have participated. Thank you very much. Yeah? Thank you for participation. The same to you. It's a lot of work. It goes to everybody who participated.
You can collect them here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that was the announcement of the winners. Maybe can we get back to the presentation? It was an exciting week of educational filmmaking. Thank you to everybody who helped. Thank you to everybody who joined. Yeah, and see you again next year. Stefan, can you stop the stream? Stefan, can you stop the stream? Yeah.